So recently, WWE had a superstar shakeup. Raw and SmackDown superstars and maybe one NXT guy, Eli Simpson, were shaken up, stirred together, and runneth over. The point is this. I was just making a reference to the Bible. But the point is this. This shakeup causes a couple things to come into effect. I will tell you about them. So, the biggest guy to probably get traded was Bray Wyatt going to Raw. Causes huge ripples in the product. Firstly, he was in a World Heavyweight title feud with Randy Orton. They're supposed to have a House of Horrors match. A match we still don't know what means, with the stipulation it tells. For the WWE Championship, right? SmackDown title. Randy Orton is still going to be on SmackDown. But the title is going to be defended on the Raw pay-per-view of Payback in about 2 weeks or so. A little bit more than that. Point is this. That match is going to go down with the SmackDown Championship on a Raw show. So it has this weird balancing effect. Don't ask me how. It just was happening. So it's very interesting what's going on. If Bray Wyatt wins the title at Payback, Raw will have 2 championships for the first time. Like if you have like a dual brand, and then that brand has 2 of the main titles and the other doesn't. I think it was in 2005 Raw had both the WWE Championship and World Heavyweight Championship, but Batista, after Vengeance, had to go to SmackDown. So what might happen is maybe Bray Wyatt wins the WWE Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, WWE Championship, and the Universal Championship champion Brock Lesnar goes over to SmackDown, and he might barely defend it there. But with SmackDown being the land of opportunity, that Money in the Bank ladder match happening in July, I mean, this means a lot for the whole product, the whole brand. So, we go on to Kevin Owens, the United States champion. He's going to SmackDown. So SmackDown gets the United States championship. Well, the IC champion, Dean Ambrose, who just got married to Renee Young, congratulations, is going over to Raw. So, here's what this means. All 3 members of the Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, all 3 of these guys, Shield, are going to be on one show for the first time since last year. So we should see all these guys. 3 of them are currently good guys, faces. So all of them should be at least have a few Shield reuniting matches, unless Dean Ambrose turns heel immediately. So that's one thing to look forward to. But now we got Kevin Owens, U.S. champion, who's feuding with Chris Jericho. So that match, SmackDown guy is going to have that title match on the Raw pay-per-view Payback, if I'm not mistaken. Speaking of that whole scenario, actually, no, I'm wrong. That match is not going down. There's a triple threat match between Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is now a SmackDown superstar. Thank goodness, God. Thank you. AJ Styles won that match. AJ Styles is actually going to be the #1 contender and not Chris Jericho, because it's a different brand and he might have already gone on tour with Fozzy. So, now that you have that going on, AJ Styles is pretty much turning to the good side. He's going to be a face for the rest of his career, because nobody on this planet can no longer hate AJ Styles. No one can hate AJ Styles anymore. He just can't be it. Shane McMahon and AJ Styles made amends. So, it's official. AJ Styles is here to stay, as well as Dolph Ziggler here to stay. It's going to be in a feud with Shinsuke Nakamura. Should be a pretty good feud. And The Miz went to Raw. You know, it's kind of weird because he's still doing that whole John Cena, Nikki Bella angle with Maurice and them. So they're gonna still be doing that whole thing until Dean Ambrose beats The Miz into oblivion. But yeah, I think it kind of leaves a couple people out. I think Samoa Joe might get into a program with Dean Ambrose. Samoa Joe he was left out the WrestleMania card, but I mean, I think Finn Balor's reportedly got injured in that match with Jinder Mahal. I didn't see it. I heard it happened, and yeah, that's really terrible news, man. I mean, he just got back from an injury, man. I hope it's not that bad. I'm gonna have to check it up in the news, but man, Finn Balor, dude. I mean, he just came back, so. All in all, I think, yeah, Roman Reigns reportedly taking a break, but that match, that feud with Braun Strowman still happens. Brock is out there somewhere allegedly wreaking havoc. Charlotte is on SmackDown. Tamina returned to SmackDown as well. Alexa Bliss is moving to Raw, and yeah, I mean, Mickie James is also going through. Also, that Divas division is kind of switching like roles, like in terms of the bad girl role. Matches in a way should be similar. I think a lot of people expected Sasha Banks to be going to SmackDown, but I think she's gonna be on Raw for a while. So Cesaro, I think, still on Raw. So was Sheamus. They still got the Hardy Boys. The New Day. The New Day keeps on feuding with the Revival. Will no longer feuding with the Revival because they are going to SmackDown. But Kofi had an injury. I think it was a wrist injury or was it ankle injury. He had surgery for that. So I think he might be out for like a month or two. Man. But he should return in time for Money in the Bank. I hope to goodness gracious he wins that match, becoming the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And then you got the Whippity Doo-Dah, I believe. Yeah, Todd Dillinger is still on. He went SmackDown. Shoot. I feel I'm missing somebody. Point is this, I'll talk to you later next week about what's going on still with this professional wrestling situation in WWE. Oh, Byron Saxton went over to SmackDown. David Otunga went to Raw. But JBL is allegedly not getting punished for making Mauro Ranallo go through depression, breakdown. Point is this, Mauro Ranallo will no longer be on SmackDown. We will not hear his commentary anymore, sadly enough. So, as I'm using my special voice to commentate the day, I will say this, that right now I think this is as loaded as the roster has ever been. I mean, it's just full stacked, loaded from top to bottom. I mean, you look at it, which roster got the best. In terms of professional wrestling, SmackDown is the best professional wrestling show out there. You even look at NXT right now. They got Shinsuke, AJ, Sammy, Kevin Owens. I mean, goodness gracious, bro. I mean, the Cruiserweight division is really swinging in Raw, so they're coming back. I think they just need to know how to book them, what time to do it. I think they should open every single episode of Raw with the Cruiserweight match and the 12-5 lives to come before SmackDown. Forget killing the crowd. Just showcase these Cruiserweights, man. This is why they didn't do the Cruiserweight ladder match, because they didn't want to showcase them. None of them got a match at WrestleMania besides the two fighting for the title in Neville and Austin Aries, which was a great match. But none of them else had a WrestleMania match. They didn't even get put in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal for some reason. So they've been working hard all year. So next year they got to give it to them. You know, this year they got to keep on building that division, man. They got Kalisto in there. I think Sin Cara, for some reason, got drafted to SmackDown. I don't know what he's going to do. But hey, I mean, why would you move him from the cruiserweight? You basically moved him out of the cruiserweight division